Tripwire's amazing shark RPG, Maneater, swims its way onto the Nintendo Switch. Does this shark RPG fare just as well in these waters? Or is it better off swimming in the vast ocean of next-gen consoles and PCs?
Well, I didn't expect that to happen.
These are our impressions. Hey folks, if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. It's 3 small clicks for you, but means the world to us. And if you've never played this amazing game, you should check out our full video review in the description below. Let's get started. It's pretty great to have hardware like the Nintendo Switch in today's gaming ecosystem, being able to play games on the go while not being tethered by a bulky PC or console limitations, whether it's in bed, on a bus, or my personal favorite, on an airplane. And while it's an amazing feat for a game that has a huge open world and stunning 3D graphics on console and PC, the Switch version does the best it can with the hardware limitations.
A local critic once wrote that Amos Beauregard was the Rodin of the Bayou. But Beauregard was functionally illiterate and had no idea who Rodin was.
While playing on the Switch, I paid extra attention to the little things a normal person wouldn't really notice or care about. The game in docked mode is capped at 900p at 30 frames per second with dynamic resolution. It's upscaled to 1080 while in docked mode. I constantly would dip below 30 frames per second during my playthrough. The draw distance isn't too bad, to be honest. However, the hunter boats tend to look a tad blurry when they come in, especially in highly crowded areas. I also had a few instances where fish would freeze in place and stop attacking, but those were few and far between. Pop-in textures and objects are in abundance here, especially if you're skimming the surface at high speeds. And the amount of clutter and environment effects underwater have been toned down significantly. Of course, not everyone will notice this. I'm specifically comparing it to the Xbox One X version I played and reviewed when the game first came out. The lighting has also been toned down, in a very subtle way. For example, the Grotto's buoy cord no longer pulses and glows with its neon lights. Instead, it's just a flat neon color. The textures on some humans in the world look particularly flat as well. The biggest thing are the game's loading screens, which tend to be slightly longer on the Switch, whether you're docked or handheld. But there's also certain points you may find yourself on the very edge of another zone in the game, and it will all of a sudden abruptly enter a loading screen. It happened to me a few times during my playthrough and was pretty jarring. Though the Switch obviously has its technical limitations, I should mention that none of this really ruined my experience while playing Maneater on the Switch. I still had a blast exploring the environments and eating humans as a giant bull shark. I still lost myself in the thralls of the enjoyable gameplay loop of explore, eat, and evolve. Whether it was in docked or handheld mode, the fact that an open world game like this was even possible to put out on the Nintendo Switch is a feat unto itself. The best way to experience Maneater is still PC, Xbox, and PlayStation consoles, but if you absolutely want or need more shark eating action on the go, you could pick it up for Nintendo Switch. Even with its technical limitations, it's still a jawsome time. Hey folks, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. It's 3 small clicks for you, but means the world to us. For more video impressions and reviews, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.